So how do you like this matchup, though?
Here's a big if.
Yeah.
Cole Beasley. Beasley, I need to know what the deal is with him, because I think he's the difference in Buffalo going to the Super Bowl, or possibly Buffalo struggling right here week 1 with the Colts. I think we've talked about the Colts defense a bunch this year. They do a great job of mixing things up. They play man, they play zone, they can get pressure with 4. But I think Buffalo is so damn versatile on offense, Chris, and I've talked about how much I love their defense and the improvement. The biggest thing to me is what Colts team is showing up. Is it the Colts that came out in the first half against the Steelers, or is it the Colts that came out in the second half of the Steelers? So I expect the Colts to come out with a good game plan and test Buffalo's defense, which hasn't been tested now in a little bit, playing against Indy or playing against Miami this week and playing against New England the week before, and just beating up on teams. I expect a really good game plan from Frank Reich here. I could be talked into taking the Colts here +7, and I don't think this is coming down. If anything, it goes to 7.5, 8, because of how much people are loving this Buffalo Bills team and the Buffalo Bills story, and knowing it's a home game up in Buffalo. I think that's going to get played up, and that's an unbelievable catch by Logan Thomas. Touchdown, Washington.
Washington football team doing business for Dad here.
There we go.
The kids are rooting for the Washington football team. They love the Eagles, but nothing on the line for the Eagles. What a catch that was.
Yeah,
that's a college quarterback from Virginia Polytech Institute, VPI. Now here's the great equalizer in this game is going to be, now Buffalo's been better lately, but their run defense not the best, and we know Jonathan Taylor has taken. I think he had
131 yards in the first quarter today. I know it's Jacksonville, but that's pretty good.
He's taken off. So if you can have a big day with him, you keep it close. And I think they make things interesting. Honestly, I think that's where the lines, but I don't know that I like them laying that many points. I think it's going to be a tight ball game, and they're kind of doing the opposite of what Buffalo's doing. To your point, everybody's high on Buffalo. Indy's limping in. Did you see them? They almost lost to the Jags. Who gives a shit? It's the playoffs. They're going to elevate or they're going to sink. It just is what it is. So. That should be a fun one.
Yeah. All right. Saturday, 4:40 on Fox. It's the Rams at Seattle. The line is.
Well, I'm gonna take a nap at that point. I think, unless
I'm still with you.
Unless Wolford's playing. Listen, I think I have the line. We had a 23-16 win. Rams at Seattle earlier this year. That game, Goff was clean. He only lost one ball, and they won by a touchdown. But that was during that Russ slump, I think. The week before was Buffalo, where the bottom came out for him. He threw a couple just like interceptions that you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that was in Los Angeles, that one.
And that was in Los Angeles. That was in Los Angeles.
Yeah, but the one 2 weeks last week was in Seattle. At Seattle won.
And they go 20-9 at home, and that's where Goff kind of hit rock bottom a couple weeks ago, really even before he got hurt. And Metcalf played better that game. If you remember, the first game he was held to like nothing. The second game he was held to like 60 yards, which still he was their leading receiver. This one's tough. I'm going to go – are we assuming that – now, Goff was warming up today.
Yeah.
And people made a big deal about that. Are we assuming he gives it a go?
I think it's assuming Goff plays, yeah.
Goff playing, I'm going to go Seattle by 4.
God, you're getting pretty good. Seattle -3.5.
Yeah.
At the book I've seen.
Yeah, 4. And this could be one of those 38 total games. This is like a 42 tops. I will say, though, this Wolford guy gives you a nice option to keep plays alive. And that's all.
No doubt.
That's really all you can ask for. If Goff's thumb is hurt and he comes out there and he looks doo-doo, you go to this kid at some point because you know what you have, at least at this point. This guy came in cold, threw a pick six to start the game, and found a way to win. They can do things creatively with McVay. Like they ran a wham back at Golden today. Golden's the right end, tight end. Higbee coming back across the formation. Generally, when that happens and you got shotgun and a back offset, you're thinking, I'm going to get an out block. I have to force that. Okay, I'm the edge player. Well, they do the old Olay where Higbee comes at you. You set your feet because you're getting ready to take him on and then try to make the play inside because you set the edge. Well, he Olays you and runs right by you and then hooks you, and Wolford's out on the edge. So little wrinkles like that they do, like that's what that kid gives you. Would you trust Jared Goff next week? What would you do if you were Sean McVay? I would start him.
Yes. Yeah, you have to start Goff. But see, to me, I look at it the other way too, and I thought it was really telling because, the whole idea, when's Kyler coming back? When's Kyler coming back? When's Kyler coming back? And I'm thinking, if I'm a Rams D lineman, man, like bring him back in, because I know if he comes back in, he is not running the ball.
Right.
Like he is a sitting duck back. Like let's go. If I know they're going to run all their Kyler stuff and he's not 100 and he can't run outside, let's go.
Well,
let's go.
And this is one of those things where we're saying, because he can still throw the piss out of the football, albeit everything was off his back foot today because he was hurt.
Him out one deep ball when he had the 3 verticals. If that's a touchdown, he can't step into the throw.
And give credit to him. Like, listen, the kid's tough, and people wonder, hey, why didn't he come right back in the game? A lot of times we're getting the meds to kick in. We're trying to get that thing moving. We're trying to get it warmed up again.
A wrong stretch and that thing tightens up for 20 minutes.
Yeah, and so I think that was what was going on there. The one thing I didn't understand, though, was Cliff running like read option or speed option, whatever he ran, I forget, on 3rd and 11 late in the game, and they punt, and then from there the game's over with like 4 minutes left. I don't get that. If you're going to trot him back out there, it's pointless to do shit like that. Yeah. And so like you look at him the past couple weeks, he just wasn't the same when he couldn't run. There was that stretch after the Seattle game where you're like, okay, he's hurt. We know he's hurt because he's not using his legs. Then he started using them again. And so I think it does, and I'm not saying he's injury prone, but if he's going to play this style of football where he does tuck it and grab these chunk plays, which is very tantalizing, he has to learn how to get hit. Yeah. Because this is a new thing for him, the attrition of the NFL. Because quarterbacks that miss starts here and there, people are going to start talking about it. Yep. And I'm not saying he's injury prone. I'm just saying the style of football that he plays, and also being talented and so athletic, sometimes you tweak things more than other guys. So I'm excited. Another team that's ahead, Arizona's ahead of schedule. I think Steve Keim did a great job. They've done a great job. But the irony of D-Hop thinking, oh, my God, I woke up in heaven. I went to sleep in the basement. I woke up in the penthouse only for week 17 to be catching footballs, with a playoff spot on the line from a backup quarterback with a sleeve tattoo. Never heard of the guy before. By the way, tattooed backup quarterbacks, they're not out there. That's like a unicorn.
It's unbelievable. I thought Boomer Esiason did a great job. He was Straveller.
It was good to hear Boom.
Yeah, he was awesome. Yeah. Loved it. Yeah. I'm pro Boom. I'm not pro Roma. I said it. I like the broadcast better today. But they're showing the B-roll of Straveller, with the Grey Cup and celebrate. Mm-hmm. And Boomer says he's dead right. He should be on Yellowstone with Kevin Costner. It was perfect. He had the cowboy hat, the glasses, and the Grey Cup.
Was he playing for one of those Western Territories teams?
Probably. Yeah.
Saskatchewan, the Rough Riders, probably.
Yeah, I think he was on the Rough Riders.
That's where they wear the cowboy hats. But there's just and he had some pretty good ink. There's not a lot of backups or quarterbacks for that matter rocking the full sleeve. So good for him. But it was like D-Hop, and his frustration was showing. Do you remember he had that OPI and flipped out?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a 30-yard penalty he cost the team.
And you don't see him ever do that. Like D-Hop is like the most when I think of skill guys, I think just so stable. And to get the OPI, which was OPI, right? And then to
get the other way.
Flip out like that just goes to show you how frustrated that group is. I think they're going to be back stronger than ever next year because they're going to wear that chip. This year is going to instruct them in a lot of ways as an organization. I think they'll be back stronger. So, Rams, Seattle. I'll get my afternoon nap. And I think the Seahawks cover, but they're going to give about 4 points, as we said. 3.5 is what you said.
And actually just got some over-unders in, and you are right on it. Colts Bills 51.5.
What?
You said 51, and Rams Seahawks 42. You're on it.
What did I say? I said 38 to 42. Okay.
Yeah, you said more like it could be 38, but it's more like 42. So you're 2 for 2 on over-unders. Pal.
Holy shit, buddy! And this is
I will point this out.
Yeah.
I will point this out.
Mm-hmm.
If McVay can muck it up, you know how timid the Rams D can make Russ look.
No doubt about it. And which is why
this is the one thing I keep thinking about with these playoff matches as we come down. I know we just talked the Colts Bears, but we got a Browns Steelers game to break down. We have a Ravens Titans game, which feels like a division game to me because they've met so many times in the playoffs. Yeah. But then the Rams Seahawks, like I get, we talked about this last week. The more people in, the more chances at winning a title.
Right.
But this is what it's going to give us, like more division games. Like I don't want this. I want teams not from the same division playing against each other. So this is a good nap time. Wake up early, go get some donuts in the morning, and then take a nap for this one.
Take the afternoon nap, and then wake up all confused because I have a beer buzz from earlier in the day and it's dark.
Yeah.